I'm driving out now, so sorry. I'm gonna do this video from my car. I was coming out now and I saw this toy. This is an aeroplane. It's not in the best of shapes, so don't worry. But it just reminds me of something. That's why I'm doing this video. So this is an airplane, right? I was talking with somebody the other day, and she reminded me of what is called helicopter parenting. Do you know, have you heard about that before? Helicopter parenting. Helicopter parents. A helicopter mom, a helicopter dad, as the case may be. So what does that mean? You know how the helicopter hovers, the helicopter flies. It doesn't fly too high, but it hovers. It's like a hawk. You know the hawk. The hawk flies, watches over the little one, and always ready to intervene. So helicopter parents are the overprotective parents who become over-involved, overprotective in their children's activities, over-controlling type of parents. When I was growing up, I remember this guy as a teenager. I could still recall those experiences and moments. When we played soccer, the mom would always be there. So she would be the one to fix the child in the team that he will play, and then she would be there watching on how to perform. And if you hit this boy hard, oh, come on, the mom steps in. So, and we made fun of that at that time, because at some point it was like, oh, are you gonna hit him? The mom will show up. And the mom will show up. She would show up. And we'll hear her say, hey, my boy doesn't cry for nothing. He doesn't cry for nothing. You guys are bad. You guys are doing this and that because my boy wouldn't be the problem. So it got to a point where the boy learned to cry. Like, little thing, he would begin to cry. He would begin to shed tears and attract the mom's attention because he knew that the mom would always step in. So what did he do to this boy? He made him to lose a sense of independence, a sense of autonomy, and importantly, a sense of confidence to perform and to deliver. And I knew that followed that guy until he became adult. At some point, we lost contact, but I knew that it would definitely affect him for the rest of life and relationships. And that reminds me of the psychology talks about attachment. The attachment theorists maintain that attachments are formed from childhood to development until maturity. So the attachment theories believe that whatever type of attachment that you form with your adult base is called the secure base. So for example, at infancy, the child begins to get connected with the mom. The mom is the attachment base. So the attachment that the child forms with the mom, and then it goes into from infancy to teenage age and subsequent stages of life. Whatever attachment you form will now inform your adult mature relationship. And the attachment theorists have what they call the secure attachment. Secure attachment is healthy. Then we have unhealthy attachments. The unhealthy attachments are the insecure attachments. And within insecure attachments, you have what is called avoidant. Avoidant is the fearful type of attachment where the child is afraid to engage because of how he or she has been impacted. The other extreme is what is called the anxious attachment. The anxious attachment is an attachment that makes the child to lose that sense of connection because he constantly seeks connection. You know what I mean? So you want connection, not in a safe, secure way, but you want connection because it becomes your safety net, right? So you can either be secure or you're insecure, and within that insecurity, something is happening because you are afraid. You're afraid of forming relationships, yet you want relationships. You're afraid of relationships because you feel that relationships could hurt you. So it's either avoidant or anxious. So this is one consequence of a helicopter type of parenting. A helicopter parent can make the child become or develop an anxious attachment where you don't feel like you can perform because you want to be validated always. You see the child always unnecessarily emotional and all that because she understands that the mom will step in. So helicopter parenting is not good. The opposite of helicopter parent, which is another extreme, is the microwave parenting. I will talk about the microwave parenting at some point. The microwave parenting is not being involved at all, which is also unhealthy. But either of these two can cause a problem. Helicopter parents also remind me of another theory. Erik Erikson developed a psychosocial theory that identifies 8 different stages of development. And the 8 different stages of development have to do with trust versus mistrust, autonomy versus shame, initiative versus guilt, industry versus inferiority, identity versus identity confusion or role confusion, intimacy versus isolation, generativity versus stagnation, and integrity versus despair. So at the early stages of development, the child develops trust or mistrust. The child develops autonomy or shame. The child develops initiative or guilt. The child develops industry or inferiority. The guy, as it goes, develops intimacy versus isolation. So why am I naming this? It is because when you are a helicopter parent, you make your child or your dependent go on the side of the negative. So mistrust, shame, guilt, inferiority, it begins to happen. And that is why even as adults, some parents don't still step out of their children's ways, even as adults. Is it school? They show up, they monitor, they follow, they guide, they guard, they call, they are on the throat of teachers when the teachers want to guide the students or the children and direct them. The parent is always in the way because he or she feels that the child needs extreme protection. Is it in sports? They are in the way because they feel like they have to follow, monitor, guard, guide, direct, supervise, control. Control is the issue. In church, it happens. Even when you get children and you want to teach them the faith, some parents are uncomfortable because they still feel they are losing control. Helicopter parents, I'm sure, have struggled with losing control, even in marriage. If you're a helicopter parent, I think it would be nice to review your attitude and think about what trust means for you. What does trust mean for you? What does it mean to lose control? And what happens to you if you are not in control? it can also affect faith, because when you feel like you have to hover, watch, then you are not sure whether you are in charge or God is in charge. So once again, this toy reminds me of helicopter parents. If you are a helicopter parent, maybe step back a little bit from your children's life so they could breathe in freshness. Some children will not be courageous enough to tell you because they have learned to be dependent on you. But I think you could step back a little bit and let your children be children and become mature men or women. Thank you.